So for our mental space, we have the Six of Swords, and a very literal kind of reference here that a lot of people talk about when this card comes out is a physical moving away from bad relationships, even abusive type behaviors. This is in your mental space. So it may even be you and how you're thinking about yourself and being able to move past some of that negativity that kind of brews within inside of us. If you have been reminiscing or ruminating, if you will, thinking about bad choices or negative behaviors or that kind of thing, and being able to say, I'm not going to treat myself that way anymore, or I'm not going to allow myself to be treated treated that way by someone else anymore. In general, this just may be on your mind to some extent throughout the month of how do I remove myself from this place? I don't want this negativity or to be able to happen anymore. So how can I move myself away from it? And I would just be very mindful of stopping yourself if you find yourself falling down those holes of bad talking yourself or not being kind. One of the tricks I use is I'll count backwards from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I make myself say things I'm grateful for, or good things that are happening, or something I'm excited about. Anything to stop myself from that story you tell yourself about yourself. If I've gotten into, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, or that was a stupid choice, or you're stupid, what have you done? Those kind of self-talk kind of things. It's easy to start that ball rolling and it quickly snowballs out of control, and then you're depressed and you feel like crap, or things just aren't going your way, and it just keeps not going your way because that's all you can think about throughout the month. It may be important to call yourself on it, or if it's someone else in your life, to be mindful of how you're letting someone else's behaviors or thoughts and words affect you. In our physical space, we have the Seven of Cups. And sometimes this card can be like indecision, or not in a place where you feel like you can make a decision. I always kind of see him like standing at a vending machine, trying to decide what numbers he's going to pop in. Like, which one of these, they're like represented in clouds here. So it gets that feeling that the perspective, isn't right, or it's like he just can't get a grasp on these things, and maybe some being unsure, or just not feeling confident in your decision yet. And if you look at the symbology on the card, some of the cards hold beautiful things and some of the cards hold things that are kind of scary, and this one's covered up. So that just adds to this. I don't even know what that is. That's interesting or new, or I'm piquing curiosities. And the cup cards have a lot to do with our emotions. So you may just be weighing some things out, and it coming with a 6 beside it of changing thoughts, your thought processes, or the behaviors that are in your life, that may be causing you to go, okay, in my physical world, maybe I need to reevaluate some of these relationships, and maybe I need to takes time to consider which one of these I really want. In our emotional space, we have the World card. So that usually, to me, like, the cyclical nature of the world, the globe, and it's represented here in this kind of wreath around her, and it kind of pulls into a oneness and a completeness. So that may be you focusing on yourself. I'm just to break maybe traditional definition here, but you may just be really focused on you emotionally, getting yourself into a better emotional space, feeling the completeness in yourself, coming to this understanding that in order for me to love others and for others to love me, I need to first love myself. I need to rely on myself for my own happiness and rely on myself for my own security and rely on myself for all of these things, and not in a pushing people out kind of way, but not giving others your power emotionally. Like so many people, I can only be happy if my partner this or if or when my partner that. No, you need to be happy in you, with you, and then you can share your happiness with your partners and your friends and whatever. And this is hard sometimes for a lot of us to feel secure and happy and healthy in ourselves so we can then have happy and healthy relationships with others. Our spiritual card is coming out as the Lovers, talking about in this kind of feeling whole. And when I see the Lovers card, it's not to me like this universally destiny of these two people are supposed to be together. To me, it's a choice. It's a conscious choice and act to share love with others. It's not expecting everything to be perfect and not expecting them to have some part of you or control or power, even if you're not seeing it that way. But we give that up to others in a way that makes them responsible for us, right? So in this card and coming in your spiritual space, this can just be talking about us making conscious choices to have this relationship with our spirituality, with ourselves, and with others. Whether you're religious or not, or what your viewpoints are on that, I always take this card as your interpersonal relationship with being more than just flesh and bone, whatever, your conscious and subconscious inner workings. It's making the choice to have that relationship, making a choice to make it a priority for you, or to have that connection and feel fulfilled in that area of your life. So let's pause there, Sagittarius, and we'll get the other deck going. Two of Coins. To me, this card is all about flexibility and how you're able to multitask or deal with multiple situations at once. So whether this is in your home or at work, you may feel a little overwhelmed if you have too many balls flying in the air. You may just feel like the sea's kind of unsettled under you right now and you're topsy-turvy all over the place. But this coming in the challenge card area for me, I would just recommend spending time and effort really looking at what resources do I have available to me right now, where should I be spending my energy, what's most important, maybe making a priority list, getting better organized with your to-do list or the systems in your life, your scheduling, all of that kind of stuff. Try to get ahead of the curve, if you will. When cards like this come up in tarot for me, it just reminds me that there are spaces in my life where I I get frustrated because things don't go smoothly, but if I would have done work prior, if I would have scheduled things better, if I would have put some more effort into thinking about it beforehand instead of just flying or, going with the flow or whatever, that things would probably have ran a lot smoother. So if you suck at planning ahead or scheduling your life or budgeting or handling projects at work or school, however this is playing in your life, I would just be mindful of where can I take some of the pressure off of my own shoulders. So when the time comes and I got a lot on my plate, I can deal with it in the best way possible. We have strength of King of Pentacles or coins. So yeah, I really feel with this coming out and he's having this multitask and the king energy coming out, your strength, I really do believe, going back to what I'd already said about getting more in control of your physical space. I see the king of coins as someone who is very mindful of what has value in his life, how to make things run smoothly. Definitely goes a lot into our budgeting and scheduling because that's our physical world stuff. How the systems in which our home runs, our jobs run. This could even be in your physical body, your personal health. Pulling on your strengths of being very mindful of those things and getting ahead of that, what I said earlier of like trying to put some effort in before the time comes. So when things kind of go awry or you just feel like, okay, now everything's really showing up, you're a little bit ahead and thinking, okay, I've already put some time and energy into thinking about this stuff and scheduling out and trying to be mindful to help things run smoothly this month so I can take some of this pressure off of myself. You need to know a lot this month, apparently. So we already had the 6 of Swords up here, and now we have it again. So I am going to really stress that you take better care of yourself as far as how you talk to yourself, the way you think about yourself, the story you tell yourself about yourself, all of those things. And also not only you, but people in your life. But I have found the better I am to myself, the better I expect other people to be to me too. And I've become much more intolerant of others treating me badly and have been able to move away from those relationships. Now, I'm not sitting here bragging saying that I've done this perfectly and that I don't have any negative self-talk or there's times in my life where people treat me ways that I would like to not be treated. But with facing these energies, talking about these energies, thinking about these energies, I've become better at it. So this coming out in your need to know, Google the card, look up stuff on this, think or find ways that work for you, that are going to help you treat yourself better. And this was coming with the Page of Wands and the Devil card. The Page of Wands, I always see him as super charismatic, outgoing, excitable, willing, maybe rash or a little too quick to jump into something. This could be a fire sign energy in your life or something within yourself. And these 3 coming out together, these 2 energies kind of bookending this. This may be something in you or another person. Again, going back to who you give your power to, that's what the Devil card is all about. It's, I'll be happy if it's attachment to another person or attachments to anything that negatively affects our life. So our addictions, whether you're addicted to Starbucks, buying expensive clothes, substance abuse, regardless of where on the spectrum it falls, to simple things like being addicted to Facebook, to monumental, big, dangerous stuff. It's all the same kind of energy. It's all giving your power to something else. It's all distraction. And it pulls you away from really dealing with your own reality. If this moving away from stuff has things to do with, I'm trying to say this without like being offensive or something, but your bad habits, if you will, may be being amplified by whatever this other person in your life, this moving, who do you need to move away from in this reconsidering relationships, reconsidering your emotional connections, like what do I really want in my life right now. It may, I feel like there's this addictive behavior between you and whatever that is. And it could just be really that talking badly to yourself. You're addicted to that. Or letting someone else mistreat you because for whatever reason there's a connection there, or it's family, or it's something, and you just can't seem to make it stop. This is some heavy stuff. And it's hard in these general readings to get this deep, and this may not be resonating with everyone, but I hope those of you who are going, this doesn't make any sense to me, be understanding that this may very well be making all the sense in the world to someone else. So I'm trying to handle this with kid gloves, you know what I mean? Like, this is heavy stuff. So I guess my bet, what I'm going to break this down to is start by loving yourself. Start by seeking beauty and feeling this world energy within yourself. And you may already have, and that's why it's the Six of Wands or Six of Swords keeps coming out, and now associated with the Devil is like, I'm trying. I'm seeing it. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to care more for myself. I'm starting to see my worth and my value, and I'm starting to position myself to lead away from these things. And I'm starting to. So don't become discouraged. I really want this to be a positive reading for you. I hope you're not taking anything I'm saying in a negative light. I think we're just, so many of us are learning this, and it makes us feel uncomfortable sometimes, or it makes us feel guilty that we may be being selfish, or I was taught to love others and this and that. Yeah, you were, but a lot of us were taught wrong. I hate to say it so bluntly, but we just put others before ourselves and treat ourselves like crap. And it really doesn't work out that way. We really need to learn to take care of ourselves so we can then better have healthy, happy relationships with others, and can support others and have relationships with people that support us. But it has to start with ourselves. We have to take better care. We have to be very mindful of how we speak to ourselves, what we speak into existence. The power of positivity, I believe, is 100% real, whether you believe in law of attraction or I mean, whatever. The more you support and love yourself and take care of yourself from a mindful space, the better your space seems to turn out being. So let's pull a suggestion card, and we'll finish things up and kind of go over everything. And so I always kind of see him in a pouty mode, like his arms are crossed, he has his 3 cups, and he's not paying any attention to anything else coming in. This coming out in the suggestion card, one or two things can be taken from this. For one, you may need to pause. You may need this time to not pay attention and to kind of cut down, especially with this one coming out in your physical space. Cut out some of the options, reevaluate what you already have. Do I need something new? Does this guy even need one of these cups? He may have all the cups he already needs, but he's curious. You know what I mean? You may need to just kind of focus on what you have spend some time in the pause and get just reassociated with what emotional relationships you already have, what connections you already have, how healthy are the relationships that I have in my life. Because this brand new shiny thing coming in, it just may not really be as shiny as you think. Or you may not be able to have the connection you should have with that because you're already a mess. Or this card coming out as a suggestion could be like, okay, jerk, open your eyeballs. There's some options here. Like, this is the one you need. Stop standing at that vending machine and take some time to pay attention to this one coming in. But I truly believe with all the other cards put together, that it's going to be really important for you to get really honest and reevaluate. And the most important relationship is going to be with yourself and taking care of yourself. Again, I'm not telling you to be selfish and cut people off and not take care of others, because I know Sagittarius, that's a big part of who you can be sometimes. And I'm just saying to have a real conversation with yourself about how do you treat yourself? How do you talk to yourself? How do you deal with your physical space? What choices, actively engaged choices, are you making to take care for yourself? And it may have something to do with some bad habits, and you may really need to get real with yourself in order for you to be able to move from these negative behaviors.